Last week's temperatures also led to baby birds falling from their nests in an attempt to find shelter from the severe heat. Now hundreds of eagles and other birds are being cared for in rescue centers and sanctuaries around the Lower Mainland. CTV's Maria Weisgarber reports.
They are just some of the dozens of baby birds that arrived at Delta's Orphaned Wildlife Rehabilitation Society during last week's heat wave.
From this time last year, we're about 140 birds over this same period last time.
General Manager Rob Hope says they took in a number of young falcons, hawks, and eagles. All are still being cared for.
Unfortunately, the little guys, because it got so hot, they had no choice but to try and cool off, and they're getting themselves into trouble. They were falling out of the nest, jumping out of the nest.
He says some were injured, but most just too young to be on the ground, unable to fly and vulnerable to predators.
Our food bill basically skyrocketed. We're almost out of food right now.
The facility is gratefully accepting donations of money or wild game, such as salmon and trout. And they're not the only ones who were inundated last week in the Pacific Northwest.
Given the temperature, it wasn't surprising what happened, but I can't remember this ever happening before.
A rehab facility serving Eastern Oregon and Washington State took in 118 birds last week, compared to the 20 to 30 a week they usually see.
Mostly it was these Cooper's hawks. Young Cooper's hawks were just bailing out of nests because it was so hot.
As busy as it's already been, Hope expects there could be more to come this summer.
We'll start seeing some of those birds pushing out from the fire zones. And, this is sort of the first wave, and there's a good chance there will be a second wave once these fires start spreading.
They're asking people to keep an eye out while they focus on getting these rescued birds back to the wild. Maria Weisgarber, CTV News, Delta.